report.
Great. Call to order the regular meeting of the Pleasant Hill Rec and Park District Board of Directors meeting for July 11, 2024. It is 7 p.m. and we are in the district office. Look around, all directors are present and accounted for. So before we do the pledge, just so you know, we are pulling action item 6.1 because of an error in the agenda. So that will not be, our action item will be deferred until our next meeting. Okay. The Pledge of Allegiance, if you please join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move on to item 3, which is public comment. And this item on the agenda provides an opportunity for members of the public to comment on any item within the jurisdiction of the board that is not on, which is not on the agenda. Do we have anybody here for public comment? Steve.
My name is Steve Miller. I've been here before.
Have a seat.
I like to stay.
Okay.
Do you have anything about pickleball courts on the agenda tonight?
We do not.
Okay. What's going on? In October, we had a meeting that I attended, and I thought some progress was going to be made on finding a site. I have sent 3 emails into this department. Only the first one was answered and totally did not understand my question. My other 2 have not been replied to. So where are we?
I can address that. So, the board, as we mentioned in those October meetings, the board was, moving forward and, evaluating whether or not to go, when and how much to go for a bond measure, which would include projects such as pickleball.
Yes.
And, so, the board did, decide that they, were working towards the November election, because the August election was going to cost us $250,000 to go by ourselves. So we are anticipating on the 7/25 meeting to have the board look at a resolution to authorize us going out to an election and the November 5th election.
Okay, have you decided where you want to put them?
We have not. So we have the funds. We are not. We haven't had that conversation. So
Kind of. I would think you'd have an idea where you want to put them, so you can put a price tag against that. How many courts are you planning on putting in?
we'll have all of those conversations on all of our projects. We'll have community input. Once we have the money to plan and design and build them, then we'll have all those conversations, because there's lots of projects that'll be on the list.
Okay, but it's a big difference, the cost of putting in 3 courts versus the 14 that I requested.
And we will have all of those conversations once we have a pot of money in which to have a
You
conversation.
may not have a big enough pot to do what needs to be done. I mean, this is, to me, very backwards.
So, Mr. Miller, this isn't on the agenda, so I'm giving you just the information that we have at this point
Okay,
in
I
time.
appreciate that.
So,
Did you get my email I
I
sent
did
you?
not get your email, so I don't know if it went into junk or something like that. I did not get your email.
Okay,
So,
in that email, I volunteered my services and another member that I play pickleball with. Together, we have over 85 years of experience in construction. If you need somebody to look at the plans, to open, and involve what it takes to play pickleball and what needs a good court, we are available for free, no cost. Just be aware that if you pick a contractor, somebody needs to be watching over them. And I'll tell you this, I have 30 years of running work in the Bay Area. Civil engineers have forgotten something very basic on my last 3 projects when I was still working. Water flows downhill. And having catch basins higher, the highest part of the parking lot, which I've seen many, many times, you need a good set of eyes to look over this stuff for you when you get to this point, okay? From my friend and I say, 85 years of experience doing exactly this. This would be a simple project for us in our history. So when is this big next meeting? Where all
The
this is gonna take-
25th of July is when the board, right now is when we're planning on bringing the resolution for the board to place it on the election for November.
25th of July,
Yeah.
put it on my calendar.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much for taking the time to come on such a hot evening. Okay. Any other public comments?
No, I do not have any more.
All right. Seeing none and hearing about any other, we will close public comment and move on to item 4. For some presentations and report from our general manager.
Great, I just, there's a report that's attached, to your packet, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of things. One, in the upcoming election, we have 2 director positions that are up, this year. That is, Chair Vincent and Vice Chair Trans positions. So, those, the county is opening that up on July 15th. So hopefully, for nomination process, hopefully I have 2 board members who are going to be interested, and if anybody else in the public is interested, those are due by August 9th. I wanted to remind everyone that I will be out of the office starting tomorrow afternoon through the 19th on a family vacation. I am appointing Lance Hurtado as acting general manager while I'm gone. So Lance will handle that. While I'm finished. Huh? We'll give him the brief. Yeah, we can give him the brief. So, I will be available by cell phone if Lance needs me, but I'm hoping to get a nice break. And then in front of you, the special events staff wanted to make sure that you all got a beer coaster that we were handing out for Pleasant Hill Park for the Blues and Brews Festival on the 19th and the 20th. I'm pleased to announce that our ticket sales are going really well, actually, for Blues and Brews, and we might have the most mildest weather we've had in a while. Which would be great. And then you also got correspondence from CPRS for Parks Make Life Better Month. And then with that, I'll take any questions.
Do any of the directors have questions of General Manager Lacy? Staff report.
I had one quick question. So I saw that the revenue is up for all facilities across the board. Do you think it's due to the new rate schedule or just a lot of more?
It has mostly to do with, some of it is extra weeks and weekends in the month. Some of it, but most of it can be attributed to the return of midweek rentals.
Okay.
So, last year we didn't have nearly as many midweek rentals, but now the center is getting definitely more utilized during the week.
Any other questions? Any comments? I just have, besides, yes, the rental revenues look great. And I am looking forward to hearing more about the collaboration with these homes. A little bit familiar with that organization and have attended events that supported them, and it'll be interesting to see what collaboration is with the team center. Right. We don't have any other comments on the general manager's report. Comments or open and close, as you guys want. We will move on to item 5, which is a consent calendar. Had a chance to look at that, and if like to entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
A motion to approve the consent calendar.
We have a motion to approve.
Sorry.
Director Glover, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous passing of the consent calendar. Thanks. And do you want me to sign that resolution right after?
No, that's fine. I haven't, okay, so.
And we're going to defer item 6 until our next meeting. So we will move on to item 7, which is the verbal report from committee chairs.
We haven't had
And
any.
we haven't had any, and I don't believe we're setting any at the moment.
We're trying to get through, getting everything on the election, right, taking care of that, tax rolls.
Okay. So we are moving on to item 8, board analysis and requests to staff. And I will start with Director Bernardo.
Thank you very much. I know that you gave a written shout out to drivers for the 4th of July, but again, all inside the spirit came through with his wonderful Jeep, and again, the man is a soul of patience. He just takes wonderful care of my grandkids. Doesn't mind that they're stopping all over his car, and he's just an awesome guy. So we had a wonderful time, and I just want to thank staff for decorating and organizing the whole thing. It was joyful. It was very hot, yeah, almost dangerous to be hot. And you may have a few comments here to make in a few minutes. The second item is, Michelle, thank you for providing me with a copy of the March 23rd, 2023 Bocce rules. I'll review them when I have some time to make any comments that just between the two of us. Page 10 does have bocce court preparation and maintenance regulations. Again, my understanding was that staff was providing court preparation. This has the players providing court preparation. Is that,
Well,
is this the rule here?
So I'm not familiar with that right there, but I don't know if that's the most updated. I know they did update rules in the shed. They have them hanging. So staff preps them during the day, and there's, obviously it's in a park. So there's some minimal prep that needs to happen when the players get there, if they're, if there's debris on the court, or if kids have,
This is a lot more.
So, yeah, and so I think, I know that the rules, I don't know if that has been updated, but I know the ones that are in the sheds have been updated. So I'll take, but if you take a peek at that, and I'll just double check.
I just want to make sure the communications.
Yeah.
About what we expect people to do and avoid doing.
Yes.
Thank you, Sandy.
Director Goldberg.
Yeah, no, thank you to staff and everybody that organized the parade. I thought it was awesome. We did. We had a blown hose. Put it out. It was like sitting there just baking. I mean, and then the other thing that I think complicated thing to put the banner on the front.
Yeah.
Which didn't allow the
Air to get it on the side.
Yeah, but anyway, I thought it was great. We did skip a beat. We girls ran out and grabbed the banner, and we walked the rest of the way. I thought it was wild. It was the first time, because of the heat, that there were that many people on the front end of the parade. It was felt almost eerie to make the turn on the Crescent and see like a very sparse crowd, except for the east side of the in the shade. But yeah, a great time all around. So thanks everybody. And then just kudos to the Pocono Dolphins for hosting a battle of the ages meet, which is the term battle of the ages is because typically in a swim meet you swim against, if you're 7 and 7/8 and 9 10s and 11 12s and 13 14 and 15 to 18. At battle of the ages you swim against your age, so 7s swim against 7s, 8s swim against 8s, 9s. So if you're in a down year, so you can swim against kids your own age, which is a huge draw. We had the largest pool of people that we've ever had. Got great reviews, and I just hats off to Director Tran and his wife were out there, in the heat running, and so it was awesome to have a buddy out there. We were working together. It was like we were handing sheets to one another, and we were getting kids where they needed to be. But in the 4 years I've done it, it's the smoothest that part that Director Tran and his wife were running. It's the smoothest that had gone. And Ava Trans was a superstar. Swam her first time. I'll do a thing. I'll just say that she did fantastic. Just kudos to the whole team. It's great to have good representation of Pleasantville. Thank you.
Secretary Worst.
Yeah, just, I guess, piling on with the 4th of July, wonderful time, appreciations for everyone, a huge success. The park looked excellent afterwards and had, it looked like a good turnout with people who came to the party after the parade. And I won't be here for Blues and Brews unfortunately, but, I'll be there in spirit. It's the first time we've missed it in a long time. We usually make that our, anniversary, if you will. We usually fall right on our anniversary. So other than that, I noticed, I know we pulled the item, but the fence has been replaced. So
Yeah, one portion of it.
one portion of the fence, so it looks nice. I'm kind of happy that's done in before the Blues and Brews, so you're not gonna be looking at somebody's backyard. It's all fenced in now. So yeah, I guess that's all I have.
All right. Vice Chair Tran. Want to hear about you?
I'll jump in there, but I'll jump on the bandwagon for the 4th of July. Kudos, thank you to the staff for putting that all together. Thank you to Catherine, who drove us again this year as well to some of our balloons. It just got so hot, they were just popping. Like, what's going on?
Those are fireworks.
Yeah. And I should have got the memo from that. Awesome stuff out there. The Jeep, but I think the kids really appreciated stuff. It's so hot that you have a little bit of something for that. So they staff for doing that. And then yes, the battle of the ages was quite a battle. And it was so hot. It was a great volunteering. I think we were some of the few families that stayed the entire shifts. Because, as the shift goes on, you start losing people. It's like, wait a minute, we started for 4 hours, right? And so there was a period of time where there was nobody checking anybody in. And so we were doing both of the jobs. We were like checking them in and then putting them into their chairs and then walking them out to you, And so that's why when you saw me, I'm like, every single time, like, here's the sheet. But we tried to make it work, but hopefully families hear this and say, sign for 4 hours, you gotta do 4 hours. Because it shifts the burden on whoever is being shot the ship. So, but before that, we watch Ava do her very first meeting. She was so nervous. She was like, looking to the left and looking to the right, like, okay, I'm just gonna listen for the whistle. And then she took off, and so she was able to win her heat. Not the fastest in the entire age group, but she was able to win her heat, got the heat winner button, and then got some great interest with that. So that was super fun. And I think we still have confidence as well too. So we have one more meet that we signed up for. To help us, like, I should say, okay, I can do this. So should be more. But yeah, thank you for putting that together and putting that in the as well too. That's it. For me. At least that's the heat is not allowing me to think very straight. So.
That's all right, I think we're all in that spot. I'll just end mine on, the parade was last. And Jen Boyce drove me, so I have to thank Jen for doing that and helping decorate. It was just a fun event. What got me was after we went down Trelawny and then turned, and then we're going up Crescent, that everybody was on the left-hand side because, the heat was over here and the shade was on the other side. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, all these people over here, but there were a few in the sense, but it was fun. I enjoyed your 5-second poem that you said.
Oh, the limerick.
The limerick, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Me too.
Can you say it for us? And I also want to thank well, you're finding the Chris Tipton and the 4th of July Commission did an excellent job. Know what it takes to do that, and it's a lot of work. It was, there were a lot of people. There was definitely not as many, but that was to be expected with the heat. But everybody, when we came back to the park, looked like they were having a good time. We took off and watched the fireworks remotely, and it looked like there was a good crowd down there, and they did a good job. So it was, I'm glad it all went off well. And send Chris a definite note to another year success. So it's one of those things, as you know, when we do these events, nobody knows the little things that happen behind the scenes. Whether it's Blues and Brews or 4th of July or all the events. But it's amazing the people that work every year to put it on, so also thank them. Our next meeting, and do you have your number?
Yeah.
All right, well, I heard this, I'm in my car, and we went around first, and then I heard we. And I thought, what is that? So I heard it twice, I didn't hear it a third time.
Yeah, so I was prepared this year. They always stick a microphone. in there. And I wanted to say something a little bit more profound and happy 4th of July, but I actually wrote a limerick, and I said it twice because it stuck as. So this is what it said. I read out loud. So in Pleasant Hill, where stories unfold, historic roots and traditions retold, the diversity shining, families thrive, the community so vibrant and bold. So, yeah.
Lovely. Sounds nice. Oh, that's good. So I did hear it twice, so. Well, thank you very much for that. That was nice. I don't have anything else. Our meeting at this point, there will be 3 of us. Dr. Bonanno, Mr. Tran, and myself will be here in person on the 25th.
And I'll have 2 via
2
teleconference.
via teleconference, and I expect that we will have a bit of a meatier agenda.
Yeah.
So we will see that in a couple of weeks. Thank you all for being here on this very hot evening. And Michelle, you have a wonderful break.
Wonderful, yes.
We are adjourned.